Bam, we're live. Welcome. Man, we got a good one tonight. If you have been following this series of all the AI prompts that I've done, then you will follow tonight, because what we're doing tonight is I'm showing you the culmination of multiple different AI agents or AI software options that you can use, and how I put it all together tonight for a video. So let's get into this one. Let's share screen here. Welcome. This is day 37, and we have been moving. All right. So again, for those of you that have been here, we've been doing this 30-day AI prompt challenge for remodelers, right? So every day I've showed you a different prompt and a different type of AI that you can use for your remodeling business. And again, today, if this is your first day here, today's going to be complicated for you, possibly. And what I'm saying is you may want to go back and watch several other ones and then come back to this one, because I do a lot here to make this video. All right. That said, this by no means is high end or upper level, right? This is still very rudimentary and basic. Some of you may go, well, Mike, that ain't all that. And others of you might be shocked and overwhelmed. So understand that everyone's going to be at a different level, and that's okay. So let's just get into it, right? So here we are. We've been doing 30 days of AI prompts for remodelers, contractors. And we are at day 37. It should be here. Perfect. So this is a big one, man. Everybody will judge others, right, by what we see and hear. And often, if think about how you do anything. If you're going to hire someone, if you want to meet somebody, those of you that older, you're not dating, but when you date and somebody wants to set you up on a date, first thing you want to usually do is see a picture. Then you want to hear about the person, right? You want to do a little reconnaissance and research before you jump right in. Man, the same is true when we go to hire people. All right. And a lot of times contractors get lazy and don't want to have websites, and you don't want to do social media, right? You just want to be out there doing the work. Meanwhile, all of your customers, they are going online and researching you and your competition. So if you don't have something online, you're only hurting yourself. You're not helping yourself. That being said, you have to understand this is just the world that we live in. And if you want to be in business in the next 10 years, it is time to step up, because the younger generations, they only know how to go on to social media. In fact, it's getting to the point where if you don't have a YouTube or an Instagram, right, there are people that don't even think that you're all that legitimate in the first place. I get a unique perspective because I help coach remodeling and contracting companies across the country. And I get to see people at various stages, and I get to meet with people of varying generations and ages. And here's what I'm saying. There are still many of you running around without websites. There are still many of you running around without much of a social media presence. And there are young people that is all they have is a website and an Instagram account, and they are killing it. Right? Some of you guys have been in business 10 years, and you're like, my name, my reputation, that's what puts me out there. And yes, you will get some business through that, but you have kids coming up today that are setting up a social media account, and they are crushing it in the remodeling space because they understand how to show off what they do, show off their personality, and put themselves out there in the limelight. So that being said, this is very important that you understand your image, and what you put out on the internet is super important. All right. So here we go, right? You're being Googled, all right, or you're being AI'd. And if your online presence doesn't immediately show trust, transformation, and proof, then you're already losing the job. In today's world, most homeowners make a decision about you before they ever meet you, right? They compare pictures, they scroll reviews, and more than ever, they are watching video. Now, here's the good news. You don't need to be a tech wizard or hire a film crew or spend hours editing. Thanks to AI, you can now create powerful, like 60-second project transformation videos in about an hour. All right. When you get good, you can do it in less than an hour. Tonight, it took me a little bit over an hour. And that was because I tried a couple new things, right? And there was a little buffering issue and then system resource issue. I will say that you definitely want to have a nice high powered machine. I'm a big fan of the Mac world. Okay. But even there, I have to go in and constantly be clearing. I don't like to use a ton of external hard drives all the time. So I need to do a lot of editing in the on my device itself and moving files, because that's what I'm saying. Sometimes I forget to move things over to the hard drive to free up space, and it slows down the machine. All right. So here's the deal. You want that one video that becomes your secret weapon, right? You want to post it on your homepage. You want to drop it into emails. You want to share it on social media. You want to embed it in your estimates. If you've been to my YouTube channel, you'll notice I have a video that's pinned. I hired somebody to film me in action doing some things so that I could have that up there, right? So I paid a professional to do that. That is not necessary when you're starting. You can do these things yourself, but understand as you progress, that will probably be your next step. This is where you can start and then you can move to that. If you already have good connections, somebody with high-end filming or even just an iPhone, but somebody with some basic editing skills, then they could put that together for you, right? What I have put together is not complicated. I will say that the gentleman that filmed it for me, he is a film maker and he has that eye, right? You can really see how he moves the camera and the way he captures images. And that was important to me. So you'll make it work with what's important to you. All right. So a good high quality video shows some confidence, right? It shows results. And most importantly, it'll help build trust before price ever becomes a factor. And it'll help people sift through. If somebody is a cheapskate and you have a nice high-end video where all you do is high-end work, let's say on multi-million-dollar properties, and they live in a small townhouse, then they might weed themselves out because they're like, that's probably because if they want the cheapest person. That is a good thing. Okay. You want people to self-select at times so that we're not wasting each other's time. All right. That being said, so here's what we're doing today, right? We're using various AI tools to build a simple yet powerful video. And it's going to tell the story of just a basic project, right? We're going to include a couple before, during, after photos. We're going to use some AI voiceover on the screen. And this is going to become like a little bit of a promo asset that you could put out and use anywhere. So think of it like this. It's like more of a modern version of a good referral. And it's one that is working online for you all the time. All right. You can place this in many places. All right. So AI tools that you can use and pick based on your comfort level. There's one called Animoto. I used it tonight for the first time. It's okay. All right. And there's InVideo. I did not use InVideo, but that's another one that's out there. You did use ElevenLabs tonight. Okay. But for the voiceover part, I did not use Descript, but a lot of people do like Descript. So that is another one to look at. And that's good if you want that voice and personality. So I want to get into the video. I don't want to keep you here too long. So here's the AI prompt that you're going to use in chat or Grok or Claude. You're going to say, I want to create a 60-second promotional video to showcase a recent remodeling project. Help me outline a transformation story, right? You're going to include a couple before after images. You're going to use something like ElevenLabs or Descript for your voiceover. And you're going to build this video using something like maybe InVideo or Animoto. And you want to please generate a sample script that includes a strong opening line, a brief project summary, what the space used to be, what it became. A call to action is very important. And you want to keep the tone confident, warm, and client focused, right? So you'll suggest where to place each image and how to adapt, or how to add captions or key features. So understand that we put some psychology into this, right? Again, this is the ARI principle, the applied relational intelligence that I've developed at the Remodeling Academy. And here's what it is. People don't just want to know what you do. They want to know, like, the best way to explain it is they want to feel how it impacts their lives, right? You have to have a video that can establish rapport and can do proof of transformation. And you want to be able to speak to prospects' fears and quietly answer their biggest question. Can I trust you with my home? Right? It's people's often their biggest asset. And that is ARI in action, right? We're connecting, we're reassuring, and we're positioning ourselves as the guide. So remember this. This is version 1, right? This took approximately 1 hour. And I would say that it could only get better as we go. But if you have nothing, at least get this, right? And then you can iterate and make it better. All right. By no means would I say this is a finished product, but it is something that's better than nothing. So again, I can't emphasize this enough. Don't wait for the right project or the fanciest camera, right? Just pick a job, any job, grab some photos and get started. Because once you do it once, it gets so much easier to make the next one better and then better again. All right. I can speak to this firsthand. I know right now that if I sat down and took another hour, I could make another one of these videos and it would be better than this one, right? Because in this one, I was so focused on just trying to get the first one done. But on the next one, I can go, yeah, I really didn't like that. I want to move this, change that. I want this, right? And that's how it works. You have to just keep rolling. So let's break it down. Let me show you. This gets a little tricky. And please, I am not here to like overwhelm any of you. It does take a few things to make all this happen right now. There are probably better ways. Some of you might know a much better way, right? Everyone has a different level. And if you know of a better way than the way I did it, please share and help me out. But this is how I did it tonight. So again, I start with a Word, a doc, and I just create what I want. I want an opening hook. I want something for each video. I want a caption for the before photo. I want a caption for the in progress. And then I want a caption for the after photo, right? So I create all this in my doc first. Then I get into the Chat GPT. Right? And I make sure everything's spelled right. It flows. So here we go. Right? So this used to be just another dark, unfinished basement. Now it's a space the whole family never wants to leave. Boom. And then at what our company is, you put your company in there. We help this client turn an underused lower level into a warm, modern entertainment space. Boom. And then the third photo, this remodel included built-in shelving, dimmable LED lighting. Boom. And then you do your call to action, right? If you're ready to reimagine what's possible in your home, we'd love to help. Visit, boom, your website or schedule a consultation date. We can adjust your call to action for whatever your process is, okay? If you have a lead sheet or a funnel that you want them to go to, you want them to call the office, that's fine. All right, so now I need to create the images. So I didn't have the images. I want to show you that you don't even have to have job photos. You should, but I went and just created the images real quick. So here they are. I created 3 images, okay, in Chat GPT. And again, this isn't a tutorial on every single thing. I'm just showing you. I created the images in Chat. Now, these are still images, but I want to make them motion, right? So then I go over to Midjourney, and here's the prompt. Have the camera slowly move in, then pan a little to the left and to the right and zoom out. So this is how I get motion now, right? So it looks like a camera person has come into this room. This was a still photo, and now I've added motion to it, right? And that here is the before, right? So I wanted the camera to come in and zoom. Now, if I do this again, I would edit this a little bit because it comes a little too close to the wall. But again, I was getting this done in 1 hour, and this is what you get. I just want you to show you what's possible. Now, here is the middle version. So this shows during the process, right? We're wiring up the basement, and boom, now we have that. All right, so I've created those 3 motion clips in Mid-Journey. I download those to my computer. Then I had to go over to ElevenLabs, which that tab is closed. ElevenLabs. And I used the voices and I created the voice, okay? And please forgive me, the tab closed on me. Then what I did was I went to Animoto video and I took one of their templates right? So here we go. Why hire a renegade? This, you would put your company name or whatever you call yourselves for all your home remodeling needs, right? And then I was able to, I have a second slide, right? And this is where I put the text in. I have a third slide. This is where I put the text in. And then I just add worry-free remodeling. Remember, this is key. A lot of homeowners stress and worry. Here's the third image. I might move it in the future. I might want to put the text somewhere else because it does block, but whatever. And then here's our call to action page. Now, see that little logo right there? I mean, that I created in Canva in just a few seconds, right? Here's how I go to Elements. I go Home Remodel or Home Build, boom. And then see Graphics. You just pick one. Put it over here. And then you change the color. Let's say your colors are yellow. Boom. Now you have a basic, I mean, just a super simple basic logo. All right, so I create the logo in Canva real quick, take a screenshot of that, bring it back, pop it in here. Okay, then I load everything up. I like Vimeo, and I get it in Vimeo to hold it as a placeholder for me so I can store it. That's how I store it in the cloud. I use Vimeo instead of my PC right now. I'm storing a lot of things in the cloud, so I use Vimeo. Then I move over and I use Veed to do the edit. I'll show you. Give me 1 second. We'll pull that out. And Veed is real nice. It gives you, it might be buffering a little. Bear with me. So what Veed did is it let me pull in down here. You'll see the part that's highlighted. That is the voiceover that I created in ElevenLabs. I bring that file in separate. And then up here, this is the video that I exported out of Animoto, right? So boom, that goes there. Okay, so now let's watch the finished product. All right, give me a second. We'll make this bigger. And the quality's a little downloaded just because I didn't want to have a ton of buffering. But here is that video. Give it 1 second. Hold on. I downloaded the wrong one. That's the good thing about doing it live, right? We all make mistakes. Bear with me a second here. All right. There we go. This is that was the unedited clip. This is the edited clip. Or is supposed to be.
This used to be just another dark, unfinished basement. Now it's a space the whole family never wants to leave. At Renegade Remodelers, we helped this client turn an underused lower level into a warm, modern entertainment space. Perfect for game nights, movie marathons, and family gatherings. This remodel included built-in shelving, dimmable LED lighting, luxury flooring, and a smart layout that made the most of every inch. If you're ready to reimagine what's possible in your home, we'd love to help. Visit renegaderemodelers.com or schedule a consultation today. Let's turn your vision into your favorite room in the house.
All right, folks. So there you go. Like in 1 hour. Now, look, this needs some cleaning up, right? It has to be edited a little bit further. The clips and the voiceover has to be adjusted slightly. But what I wanted to show you was that can all be done in 1 hour, give or take. And now you can have yourself a promotional video for your company that showcases some of your work, right? And this should ideally, the photo here should be like you shaking hands with one of your customers, maybe at their house, right? And then boom, if you guys do basements, put in a couple photos. And this could be a carousel. It could be a couple before photos, right? And then you have a couple during photos. All of you guys should have some progress photos. Put in a couple progress. It doesn't have to be video. Ideally, it's more than one image. People in video, you like to see it change like maybe every 3 seconds, but that's why video is nice. And then boom, then you should have some after photos, right? So in theory, if you had, let's say 10 images, and you could even add an image on the last page, maybe let's say 11, you can make an amazing video just like that. And then do the voiceover and we get the timing right and boom, you have a promotional video for your company just like that. So I don't know about you, but I think it's pretty amazing that all that can be done in a rather short period of time. And the amount of money is minimal, right? Yeah, you're going to need some, a couple subscriptions here or there to maybe a few different services, but otherwise, man, it doesn't take much. So anyhow, thank you for tuning in, and I hope everything works well for you going forward. If you have any questions about how to make AI work with your remodeling business, as always, please reach out. Be more than happy to help you. Have a great one, and take care.